Again, my name is Matthew Mayfield Johnson. I'm currently fighting a case down in Marion County, Salem, Oregon, 14C42686. Now I get to open up this black binder and I will go through it and explain to you the main factors of this binder, and it's a lot of information, so bear with me. As you can see, I've opened it, and the very first page is proof of all the attorneys that I've seen. I'm currently on this yellow chick right here. Her name is Gail Ryder. She's actually a bad attorney, not working for me, just like the rest of the 5 highlighted orange ones. I got proof of my transcripts, which I paid for. As you can see, the case number say 14C42686. I got information from the district attorney in which he filed these charges, but no indictment still. And my proof is these pieces of paper that Douglas C. Hanson sent me. His file number will be 144018. He sent this piece of paper to me several times in my cell, making me feel like it was a true bill or indictment, but he didn't know that this wasn't my first trip around the block. As you can see, there's no information, so how did he keep me in jail for so long? I have no idea. And then, as you can see, when he finally knew that I was innocent, he started to block off his ID number. But then again, Kerry Wyland was signed to me on May 20th. My public defender, Kerry Wyland, has been assigned to me from Marion County. So I didn't have no rights to begin with. Another piece of paper where he sent me the district attorney, but on this piece of paper, soon I flip it over, I will show you the rush plea offer that he tried to send me again. He blocked out his number again, his district attorney badge number, but his name is Douglas C. Hanson. He sent me a plea offer. I was arrested May 16th, and he gave me a rush plea offer May 22nd without me even meeting my attorney, Kerry A. Weiler. Remind you, I was assigned to her on the 20th. He said to me, must stipulate DA will seek maximum sentence plus consecutive time to 140 months, which is absolutely off because each of the crimes, since I'm an 8 on the grid, which would double these up, I'm an 8B on the grid, which would double these up to 80 and 80, which Kerry Wyland herself wrote down on there and brings it up to 160 months. But he tried to scare me with 140 months. He included what's called Blakely enhancement factors, and he gave me DV conditions, gang conditions, DUII conditions. He say that I demonstrated disregard for public safety and I got prior sanctions have deferred. Remind you that I explained that to you in my first video. Vulnerable victim, I don't have nobody under the age of 17, 18, none of that. My wife was 26 at the time of her arrest. And again, I will break this plea offer down further in life through this folder, which is designed for Gail Ryder, who's now my current attorney. But to keep you going over here, it's just information that I got. Like I said, proof of the court dates that I got. And again, I was actually, here goes my release agreement and my SID number 1405-1429. My 2 charges is delivery of oxycodone. Here go the case number 14C42686. And I would like to point out to you right here that Mr. J. Coleman released agreement. He forced me out of jail, and the reason why he forced me out of jail is because I failed to have a preliminary hearing or I didn't have an indictment. So I keep flipping my pages and everything is adding up fair to me. I go to court, no one shows up. Carrie Weiland finally shows her face in this court date right here. This is the very first court date, which is June 10, 2014, State versus Johnson Jr., 14C 42686. That's when Carrie Weiland shows up and continually raised my preliminary hearing without talking to me. Notice of a Rule 7 means indictment was supposed to be in. If you do your homework and you look up Notice of Rule 7, that really means to us indictment, but they didn't never tell me this. They just kept saying Notice of Rule 7, so I'm thinking it's a court date. And again, on each one of my pieces of paper, it would say case number 14C42686. And I like to remind you guys, there's nothing in a police report that I have with that number on it. I keep flipping through these pages showing you guys. Now, this is a very important page because these officers, Roger Smith, Lance Dede, Jeffrey Bennerman, Burnett, and Detective Eric Hernandez was subpoenaed to come to testify on my behalf as witnesses, but they never did that. They never showed up to this court. They left me and Carrie Weiland hanging as she lied to the courts and didn't let the judge know that a subpoena was out. So I'm almost thinking that this subpoena is fake because, for one, it says you are hereby commanded to appear before the circuit court for the county of Marion, at the Marion County Courthouse. And it says, for right here, I like to read this part to you. It's Salem, Oregon, on 30th day of July 2014 at the hours of 1:30 p.m. in a criminal matter action prosecuted by the state of Oregon against Matthew Mayfield Johnson Jr. as witnesses on his behalf of the defendant. You are further commanded to bring with you the following: any and all existing notes written on May 16, 2014 in relation to the Salem Police Department. This is my wife's prostitution citation number, which has nothing to do with my case number. It's 14018189 by the following officers, which was the arresting officers. Roger Smith is a cricket cop. I don't know too much about the other two cops, and Eric Hernandez works with the cricket corruptionists. So, again, I flip another audio videotape of my court dates. I know the breakdown is real in my life, but in order to keep up with people that hate against you, you have to use their stuff against them sometimes. Another Rule 7, Notice of Rule 7, judge asking where's the indictment, note in indictment. And this is where my last court appearance that I could pay for, because Carrie Weiland eventually withdrew off my case and left me hanging and sent me to court, and she gave me a trial judge. As you can see, she checked it off. The trial judge name is Judge Susan M. Tripp, and I like to turn the page, and there you have her. She's my trial judge. So now, as you can see, I don't have no audio video transcripts because at this time I can't get no more, because now I'm waiting on pre-trial, and it's between the district attorney, the public defender, and the judge, and they back there in conference about my case 14C42686, which is really not a case at all because there's no information to it. Again, it's my wife's citation, and I will explain that to you.